This is Hoppiest Life Moments presented by Kōlea Sparkling Hop Water, okay?
Okay.
So, you can't always be happy, but you can always be hoppy with Kōlea Sparkling Hop Water. Not an ad. My first question to you is, what is happiness to you?
You know what's epic about you asking me that? I'm having this vision of me being 19 years old, traveling with my backpack by myself, getting asked this very question
No way.
on the side of the road as I was starting my journey. I think I was in San Diego. At that point, I was like, this, freedom within self to like travel. And I think for me, happiness is a peace of mind where you're like at that space where you can just truly be yourself and not have the inner conflicts happening or any sense of friction, where you're like finding that peace within, which sometimes is hard to really tap into, but to continue that joyfully. I mean, my keiki have definitely been bringing me happiness. As far as like getting in touch with my silly side again, just being like, I'm Papa T-Rex right now and just running around the house, just joyfulness, being able to like let loose and not take life so seriously at times. I feel like it's so important to just like allow an inner joy to come forth to this radiate happiness without like trying, it's just like,
Nice. I was going to ask you next, who brings you happiness, but
yeah.
I guess your kids. I guess what else besides your family brings you happiness?
Oh, I love being in the ocean. So getting a good surf session is like just peace of mind, like just brings me so much joy. I've been, really, yesterday I was actually out at Kaupo and I was just looking at Manana, Rabbit Island, and just like, just feeling so grateful. Just like those moments, because I spend a lot of time in the Aina too, which also brings me happiness, but man, I find so much joy just looking out into the horizon and just enjoying what gifts Hawaii has to offer.
Totally. We live in the best place in the world.
So grateful.
Yeah, so blessed. Okay, and I want you to share a happy moment that you've had this year.
This year. Happy moment.
Or the happiest moment you've had this year so far.
Yeah, what's coming to mind when I close my eyes just then? These little excursions with my keiki to a special little spot. And even this past weekend, my daughter's just getting so out. She's just like very outgoing, and my son was looking at the fish in the water, and she was on this rope swing, like swinging out from the water, and I was just pushing her, and just Kelly was in the distance, and it was just us on the beach. Just like, when you have those moments where you're like, shoot, like mental image, this is an epic moment. Like that was definitely one of those moments where you're just like, nothing else matters right now, but this. It kind of brings things into perspective, like with where I'm at in life and the little things and just enjoying that moment.
The coolest thing about you saying that is something that I mentioned before is if you think back to our happiest times, a lot of it is childhood, a lot of it was without technology. You talk about like that mental image. Like our happiest moments for the most part, they're not on social media.
That's right.
It's just those moments where you're like, oh, I wish that was captured. Or like a lot of times for me these days, it's like I'm having a good conversation with somebody and I'm just like, instead of like mental picture, I'm like, oh, this should be a podcast.
Right.
Like I wish this was recorded because this is such a great conversation. But then it's not, and sometimes it doesn't need to be. It's just like that mental image. Like I have so many happy memories in my head from growing up, from playing sports, from just just the past couple weeks where it wasn't recorded, it wasn't shared on social media. It was just for me and my memories, and I think that's so cool. It's like those times when we're just like we could capture like like a photograph, freeze time, And it has nothing to do with social media.
Yeah,
I love
so
that.
like
Yeah.
breathe and enjoy it. I
Yeah.
think that's also a peace of mind too. You don't feel like you got to run to the camera and grab it. Just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, here I am.
Yeah, so that's like a common thing, you know, when we're watching somebody perform at a concert, watching somebody play, I don't know, at one of their events, we're just always like this now, yeah?
Right.
Nobody's just watching anymore. I'm watching that Court of Gold. It's a Netflix documentary on the Olympics basketball. And then they show the other NBA players watching the other Olympic sports, and everybody's just like this with their phones instead of watching. One of my happiest moments when we just did some episodes in Vegas, we went to the Jabberwockies, that dance group. I don't know if you're familiar with them. They wear the mask.
Oh, okay.
They're super popular. But I saw them like in middle school or high school when they were on America's Best Dance Group, and I've always wanted to watch them. And when we went to it, you know, our friend that was with us, he's like, "Oh yeah, go record." I'm like, "No, I don't want to." I was so just excited. I didn't even want to touch my phone. I just wanted to enjoy it like how I enjoyed it during childhood.
Yes.
Where like I wasn't recording the TV wasn't recording the thing. It was just me watching uninterrupted, enjoying.
Totally.
So I just missed those moments. Yeah. It's, you know, few and far between.
Sometimes I'm like, someone else was recording this. So
that's the best. That's the best. when I'm at an event or whatever, I'm just like, oh yeah, record it, tag me so I can share it, so I don't gotta post it and all of that.
Totally.
Okay, last one. What about Hawaii brings you happiness?
Yeah. You know, I've always just appreciated the connection of like the driving down the road kind where you throw shakas, where there's this like deeper sense of like appreciation and respect towards each other, especially in a community that you've grown up in, where there's this energy that's passed around, that's tangible, you know, where they say the spirit of Aloha, where you go to some parts of the world, you might not feel that tangible energy as much. It's like, I think because I've integrated in, you know, a lifestyle here, it's like these connections that we have, you know, within community and within the surroundings of the community, just appreciating where we're at, and also appreciating, you know, the communities around us, the connections, you know, showing love. Yeah, I love that. And you can just like throw shakas to the stranger.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. You get the little head nod like that, yeah.
How's it?
Yeah.
There was also, when I had the VW bus, there was like this unwritten law, like, you just gotta...
yeah. That you get the extra cool style points. Right on. All right, thanks for sharing all that. That was Hoppiest Life Moments presented by Kōlea Sparkling Hop Water. Remember, we can't always be happy, but we can always be hoppy. And this is not an ad, just remember that.